Today, just cleaning some things up and a lot of special team stuff, so not a whole lot to report.
Will you guys do much tomorrow in terms of the mock game, and will there be anything competitive about it, or is it just kind of get on the field?
It'll be a lot more situational stuff. It'll be for all the substitutions from offense to defense, different types on the field, to special teams and back. It won't be a physical thing at all. It'll be a lot more just getting used to the format of the game and then how it flows. And for our coaches as well, upstairs and downstairs, we'll just get a feel for game situations that way.
So, in terms of like a position battle, like a backup quarterback battle, is that kind of over? I mean, you've seen what all you're going to see during training camp to make your determination?
I don't know that. Tomorrow won't have anything to do with it, if you're asking that. But we haven't made a decision and don't feel the need to today. So we'll figure it out.
Marquise Simmons was back out here. Is there any update on him?
Yeah, there were really three of our guys that we were waiting for a final academic word on. And those were Marquise Simmons, Isaiah Wiley, and Brian Bauckham. Marquise Simmons and Brian Bauckham are completely eligible for next season, and Isaiah Wiley is not, unfortunately.
Will he stay in school,
I don't know that. I know that he wants to play, so he's gonna have to figure that out, and if we can help him, help him.
So will that help? That frees up a scholarship for you in terms of the numbers you're going to have to.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we don't talk specifics with it, but I said the other day when you guys kept asking me, it's not very hard, and you guys kind of know about what the numbers are. It's not very difficult.
What's your when do you have to do the final?
Yeah, like I said, it's not an issue with us. We're definitely not over. So I'll leave it at that.
Do you address that when a player unfortunately doesn't make the grade, and do you address that with the team at all in terms of an example of what can happen?
Oh yeah, we try to learn from everything and use examples over the years of Curtis McNeil missing the whole year because of it, and Curtis talking about how that made him grow up, and that's why we try to we try to not get in this situation. And fortunately, outside of one guy, they all did well.
Is that a big loss for you, do you think? I mean, that's a guy who started some games for you at the end of the year.
Well, I think it is, from that standpoint. But we had kind of moved forward, as you could tell, by not having him here in camp, and so from that point, it worked. We didn't want to invest a lot of time in guys that we weren't sure whether they were going to be here. And now all of a sudden, we'd be sitting here today going, now what do we do? So the blow is not as big, I think, because of the way that we went about it.
How about the return of Simmons? I mean, for a group at least that's got some guys banged up, and he's been around for a while.
Yeah, it is good. It's good, especially on special teams as well. Anytime that your numbers are where ours are at, every small win we can get, is big. So, a lot of long talks today with him. We get about he's fortunate to have made it, and hopefully that was a wake-up call for him.
Is there a concern that he hasn't done any tackling?
Well, yeah, but we can't do anything about it, so it is what it is. We'll just push forward, and once he passes his period of AC period, then we'll tackle with him, or we'll do some extra stuff like we did today.
So will you go through meetings tonight and all that kind of the whole routine tonight?
We will, just from a format standpoint. We just like doing that for kids that have never done it, whether they redshirted last year or new kids. So all of a sudden they're not, it's not Hawaii, and all of a sudden they've never done it. So we just try to simulate as many things as we can.
Robert's been back for about 3 weeks now, with 8 days until Hawaii. I was wondering what your assessment of him, like where he is.
Who's that? I'm sorry.
Or Robert Woods.
I think Robert's in very good shape right now. I feel pleased where he's at. He's not perfect, but he won't do much tomorrow, and we'll come back Sunday and see where he's at.
Of the receivers that you've worked with, I was wondering sort of what makes Robert stand out amongst them, throughout your coaching career.
Well, I think Robert's the way that Robert goes about his work on and off the field. He's a phenomenal competitor. He's not the most talented of those guys. He's definitely not the biggest. He's not going to test the best, if you take all of his tests. weight room test, but he's such a competitor that he rises. You know, he's put up those numbers because of that.
How helpful has Ross Covey been to this linebacking core now? He's a graduate assistant.
So yeah, probably more special teams. We've used Ross in both, but we've used him a lot in special teams. And Ross is very unique. He's probably the only person in our building that could explain our offense, defense, and special teams to you because he did all three. So he's very valuable. I think he'd be a really good coach someday.
Could you do that? Could you do that?
I could not do the special teams as well as he does. No, I couldn't.
With as much as you know about Norm, how much guesswork is going into the Hawaii game with new coach, transition players and all that? How much can you know about next week's game?
Well, I think what we've tried to really do is focus on ourselves, and I think sometimes in openers you can get caught up in what they may do, and so we've really tried to make sure we're not doing that, especially on defense, and just make sure that we're getting really good at what we do and not trying to figure out what they do because we really don't know.
Let's do one last one.
Have you heard anything on Darius Rogers? This is Friday.
No, never.
Thanks.